Hi everyone, it's Nicole here from Baby to Sleep. So we are on part 13, night 11 of our journey to a better night's sleep with my 22-month-old toddler, Alyssia. So, okay, I'm going to start off. I'll be showing you the room, by the way, because I've been busy this morning, hence the red face. Just had to have a hot bath because I'm absolutely in so much pain because I've been busy building a bed and sorting the rest of the room out. And I will show you how it looks now in comparison to how it looked before in a minute. But I'm just going to fill you in on what happened last night because, I cannot lie. It was... Okay, so the whole point of this series I'm doing is that it's completely and utterly real. Okay, you can see the bed. But it is that it's meant to be completely and utterly real, no hidden stuff, complete truth, and it's basically the fact that I've got a real life child. I don't have a robot, I have a real life toddler who has her own emotions, who feels a bit rough sometimes, who needs extra cuddles, and likes to push boundaries as well because of the age that she's at. And this basically led to last night being actually probably the worst bedtime we've ever had in our entire life with her. It was the most bizarre thing. So normally I pop her down in a cot, I say in a night and I go, and she's absolutely fine. She has a little chat with Minnie Mouse, her comforter. She rolls around the cot for a bit and then she just goes to sleep, and she's great. And so this was really, really odd. She had a decent nap yesterday. I don't know if maybe I put her down a bit too soon, but she asked to go to bed. So again, it was, you know, there was nothing unusual about yesterday at all. But yeah, it actually ended up taking 2 hours to get her to go to sleep, and there was screaming, there was tears, it was horrendous. And what made this whole experience harder is that I couldn't actually be with her, so I had to actually pretty much leave her on her own for a lot of it while this was going on, which was terrifying because obviously we know she can climb out of the cot, but it was also Sofia's time to get ready for bed as well. So I wanted to get her down at 7 o'clock last night. That didn't happen. So Alyssia was down for 6. She seemed absolutely fine, happy as anything. To be fair, she was a bit funny with the tea, but, you know, she generally seemed absolutely fine. And I put her down and she just started to cry and she just started to scream. And I genuinely don't know what it was. We did the Nurofen, we did the Calpol, we did all these things just in case. I had a feel in her mouth. There was no tooth coming through that I could feel. She's only got 3 left to come through now anyway. It was bizarre, and poor Sofia. And this is the thing that made it harder, because if I was able to be there with her, I could have probably got her down so much quicker. But I was on my own because my husband was working, so what can you do? And I've got Sofia that's needing me. She needed to do a reading. We didn't really get to do any of that, and she's just sort of hovering around and she's getting all upset herself, and it was a really horrible experience. If any of you've got more than one child and you've got to split yourself between the 2 of them, these bedtimes can be absolutely heartbreaking, and you know exactly where I'm coming from with this. You're trying to give extra time to her as well when everything's okay, and trying to settle her. Even Sofia came in, bless her, and was trying to sort of talk to Alyssia, and she was singing Twinkle Twinkle to her, and it was so sweet. But it was hard because when I'd actually go in and I'd sit with her, she was absolutely fine and she was just messing around. And that was the bit which makes you just kind of go, Sofia's missing out here. She's not seen me all day either. You know, I'd been with Alyssia all day. Sofia hadn't seen me. And it was just, to be honest, I was a bit annoyed. You could probably tell. But you'd be the same. That it's that mum guilt that kicks in where you just kind of go, I've got to somehow be able to give both of them what they need, and it was just so hard. Luckily, Sofia was being wonderful last night with it all. She really was. I managed to read her a couple of chapters of a story. One while Alyssia was really crying, so I thought I've got to get Sofia to bed. Then when I thought she'd settled, I managed to read her another chapter and finish the book for her as a bit of a reward and a thank you, really. for being so good, but then Alyssia kicked off again. So yeah, she was at 8 o'clock when she went to sleep last night, so my live Q&A was literally me coming down the stairs and getting cracking on with you at 4 years old. So yeah, it was a bit of a hectic night. Night-wise though, she actually only had one brief wake up in the night, and then she was up for the day at 5:40. So obviously because she'd gone to bed later, the early rising kicked in, which is pretty standard. So she's gone to nursery today and she's absolutely exhausted, bless her. So it's going to be an interesting night, so we'll see what happens. But to be fair, I find she naps better at nursery. She's busy, she's running around, all these types of things. She was in an unusual day. She was actually in a really unusual mood yesterday, full stop. The last time I ever remember Alyssia crying so much was actually when she had COVID. And it did make me kind of go, but all lateral flow up and everything. Well, me, not her. Not a chance I could do one on her. And it's fine. You know, we've all had COVID and things like that recently. So it was just a very bizarre experience. But the night was absolutely fine. This morning, I'd made the decision that that is it from the breastfeeding perspective. I am not breastfeeding anymore. It's completely done, even the mornings. So when she kept wanting to feed this morning, it was very much a case of, oh, you're a big girl, sweetheart. You're so good. You don't need this anymore. You're absolutely fine. Let's have some cuddles instead. And yeah, she kicked off a little bit, but generally she was fine. And she went to nursery absolutely fine. So that's 2 days now where we've literally had no feeding at all. So it's all good. We're on that path now. So I can say, right, I've crossed one of those things off the list. We've had one full night's sleep through, and it's all coming back in the other bits as well. So we're getting there on that journey. So on to the next bit, onto the bit where we go, right, okay, the bed is built. So she has a Minnie Mouse bed. So I'll let you see. There we go. She's built that this morning for her in her little corner. We've got Minnie and Mickey there for her as well. And the room looks so much different now to when it was before. So obviously I've got the few bits down here, but then we've got the toy storage, which is so much better, because obviously if you watch the first video you'll see we literally had a floor of teddies and books. So now we have all the books on the bookshelf, we have all the teddies in the toy storage, we have her ladybug on here, we have that storage there as well, and we have Sofia's bed, and everything generally looks so much neater and so much better. So I am absolutely physically in pain now. I don't know if any of you are aware, but I suffer with hypermobility, fibromyalgia, and I've got ulcerative colitis as well, which is great fun. But hey, that's just life, isn't it? But yeah, doing things like building beds and whatnot just does not do my body any favours whatsoever. But hey ho, that's just life. So I ended up having a nice hot bath, did some work while I was in the bath. So if you had a message off me, it was while I was there. But yeah. So yeah, that's how we are there. So when Alyssia comes home tonight, she will see this bed. She's not going in it yet, and I don't plan for her to go in it anytime soon. One of the positives from last night was that, okay, yes, it took 2 hours and she was very upset. She didn't actually climb out the cot, so I'm kind of going, right, we can probably keep her in there as long as possible, really. There's part of me that'd love to get her out a bit sooner, because I could really do with sorting that room out, but that's not going to happen while she's in there. But we are going to get there. We will be there. So we now have the bed. We have feeding stopped. So we've done all the night weaning. The sleeping is nearly there. So we're just moving on to the next stages. Let me know how you're all getting on. Loads to do. Still loads to do. Again, working on the body clock shift and all these things as well. So if you are struggling, you know where I am. Nicole at babytosleep.co.uk, babytosleep.co.uk, or you can find all the online courses as well. Just very quickly, on that, someone actually said to me the other day, oh gosh, I won't pay 99 quid for a course. Just very quickly, just so you know, you're not buying a course, you're buying me. You're buying my support for 2 months in a private Facebook group where I help you. So you're not just getting a course, you're getting access to all my knowledge, all my years of study, my years of practice, my experience, helping you on your journey with all the information that I've put together for you in an easy to watch, easy to understand video guide for very tired people. Trust me, I've done it this way for a reason. So you're not just buying videos, you are buying me, you are buying my help to get you where you want to be. That's what this is, okay? So have a look. If you're struggling, I've got online courses from 6 months to 6 years, but I do work with one-to-one and right back from sleep shaping to little newbies as well. But you know where I am if you need, and hopefully tomorrow will be better. And what I might try and do is video Alyssia coming in and seeing her bed for the first time. Let's see how that goes. Right, I'll see you later. Bye.